Good evening. Welcome to Just Jada. I'm your host, Jada. On today's show, we have the trained dancer from LE and from Juilliard, Mr. William Penelope, who has been all over the world, blessing the world with all of his dance and art. I'm so honored to have him here. I love this guy. Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, William.
Hi,
How are
Jada.
you?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm very great, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
How have you been?
I've
Oh my
been
God.
great.
Yeah,
I've been great.
great.
Yeah. I'm off this summer right now. You know, I teach at a college. I teach dance at a college as well as perform. So I'm off this summer, and I'm enjoying it. Going to do some beach trips, you know, hanging out with my family. My niece graduates next week from high school, so I'm looking forward to that. You know, I'm glad that I have this time off because I get to be there, right, for my niece and see her graduate from 12th grade, which is a big deal. She's off to college.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see that you've been traveling all over to Europe,
Yeah.
dancing and all over, and I understand that you have a special original piece for us to perform today. I'm excited. What's the name of it?
I do. So the piece is called Laban. And
Laban?
Laban.
So it's in French.
Well, it's African.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
African.
it's African and it's also Middle Eastern. And basically what it means is buttermilk, right?
Wow,
So, yes.
that's exciting.
So it's kind of like a fermented milk, like, you know, that kefir, stuff like that you use yogurt or things like that. And the
Okay.
piece, I titled that because the name of the song is also called Laban. And the song is sung by Omu Sangare, who is the
Repeat
artist.
that again?
Omu Sangare.
Sangare.
Yes.
Omu Sangare.
Yes. Hello.
Omu
Yeah.
Sangare.
You want to sing it, right?
Like,
you
yeah,
want-
it makes you want to
Yes,
sing
it makes you want to sing that name. So I saw her perform many years ago, and I fell in love with her music. I actually saw her perform in Austria. I used to live in Austria, and I saw her perform in Austria, and I loved her music. I loved her spirit. I loved her soul, and so I've just been researching her music and falling in love with her more and more every time. And I choreographed this piece to this song that I love called Laban, buttermilk, beautiful skin, you know, all of that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm excited to see. What is it called?
Laban, buttermilk, Laban.
One more time.
Laban, Laban.
Yes. Okay. I'm excited.
Yes. Yeah, so I can't wait to just perform it and give you my
I
heart.
can too.
like,
So we're
just-
gonna get out here so you can do your thing.
Yes.
sala famayaro muso do yede mawolola wiye sala montanyaro do yere de wolola wiye sala jamandero mogo do ye nyoba sorola wiye sala kongolela do yere de nyosorola wiye sala nyoti aromba joni meni la bango ye kuma ni andia salimata.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank you.
That was so exciting.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God,
Thank
I caught chills. Oh no, seriously,
Yeah.
that was really, really good and really, really inspirational.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Well-
thank you for that. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. That was so inspirational.
Thank you.
Wow.
You're
Wow,
welcome.
you're such a
Yeah.
great dancer.
Thank you. I mean, it's been so many years of training to get to this point, you know, a lot of hours in the studio, a lot of dedication, but also it's what I do. It's my heart. You know, I love this and I can't imagine my life without dance. I can't imagine my life without art. You know, it's an expression of who I am. And that's a big part of my identity is giving back, right? Letting my spirit open up and rise through my movement, you know, and affecting people with what I do. You know, that's really, really important to me. You know, I dance because I love it and I have to, but I also dance because I need to inspire other people with how I move, you know. I need to reach out to other people through my movement, you know.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
So when did you know that you were a dancer? At what age did you know? I knew I was an actress from, I'm not going to say actress, but I knew definitely that I wanted to express myself in a big way. I didn't know exactly how to articulate that or put that into words. I just knew that I had this certain energy, a vibrant, big energy than all of my brothers and sisters, and I was like, okay, something is here. When was that feeling for you?
So you were a performer, like at a young age. Well, you know, I grew up in New York City and I grew up in Harlem, and so Harlem World,
Harlem,
right?
woo, woo.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
do.
yes, uptown, baby,
Shake,
right? The Harlem Shake.
Shake.
Definitely. You know, so I grew up uptown in Harlem, and you know, we had block parties. Like that was a big thing in the summers. We had block parties, and you know, some DJ would come out with his speakers and the turntables, and people would hit the block, you know, and we'd all be dancing.
Water
and
sprinklers on.
all of that stuff, jump rope,
Jump
everything, you
rope,
know.
cotton candy.
And I did all of that stuff, but I would always get in the middle of the crowd and just go off. Like the music would come on and I would go off and I'd be battling the girls and the boys and I would win these dance competitions. You know, they give you like $5 or $10 or whatever. And so that just kind of expanded into, I think, like you said, there's something more there. Like this feels too easy and too natural. Let me explore this. So my cousin, one of my older cousins, is a dancer. And I was like, can you take me with you to one of your dance classes? She was training at a dance school in Harlem. And I was like, can you take me with you? Because I tried all the sports, the basketball, the football, all of that stuff, and none of it stuck. I was okay. You know, I could score, I could run fast, I could do all that. But it wasn't my life, right? You know, I was living some other kind of life, right? Definitely, no. I wasn't going pro at all. So she took me to my first dance class, and I went. It was like an African dance class and a modern dance class. All of these dance classes, you know, separate classes, and I was just like, "Oh, this is easy." Like I know what I was doing, but it just felt so good, and I responded really quickly to, you know, the teacher's instructions, and I was able to follow all of the other dancers around me and pick up from them. So I had this natural ability for it, and I just continue to follow that, right? Like I continue to follow my natural ability. I continue to follow more opportunities because people saw that I had this talent, and they wanted to help push me further in it, you know? So that's how it started. Yeah, I was like 9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, which is, first of all, for a boy to decide at 9 years old that like, I'm gonna be a dancer. You know, when you grow up, like everybody else around you is playing ball or whatever, they're like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't wanna hang out on the street.
Give me that look again.
What is wrong with you? And I'm like, I just don't wanna hang on the street, right? You know, so I'm so glad that I chose it and it chose me. I have to say, dance chose me, you know, it's something I was born with. and to
I truly
do.
believe that it's a gift. It's a gift from the Creator, from the universe. At what age did you feel very secure and confident in your art, where you was like, I got this. I know this is what I am. This is who I am. You hear music and I'm guided by it. I'm influenced by it. I'm inspired by it. At what age was that where you definitely knew?
Well, I love that question, and I do and it kind of makes me emotional because I was like 25. Like I had been dancing since I was 9 years old, and I say that because although I was good, and some people even say great, I had a lot of self-esteem issues with it. Like I had a lot of self-esteem issues with what I thought I should look like as a dancer and how other people perceived me, right? So it just created for me a lot of confusion. Like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Because I don't think that I'm that good, but other people were saying. So I went through a lot of like changes, and is this really the career? And I stopped dancing for a number of years, and then I went back to dancing, and I graduated from college, and I was like, I'm not dancing anymore. Like I graduated from Juilliard, I did a 4-year program, and I was like, I'm not dancing anymore, I'm done with this. And I got a regular job working at like, I don't know, Club Monaco or some clothing store or something like that. And like I did that for 2 years, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I gave up too early. So I moved to Europe and I worked with European dance companies. And again, I was still struggling with like, is this really what I need to be doing? And I came back to New York and I had an injury, a dance injury. And you know, for a dancer or an athlete, when you suffer an injury, like life kind of flashes before you because you're like, okay, am I not going to be able to do this thing anymore at my professional ability? And I had this injury and I was out of dance, like physically out. It wasn't a choice for 10 months. And at that point, when I was able to rehabilitate myself and come back, that's when I realized like, oh, I can't take this thing for granted anymore. Like this is really a gift. And this is a gift that if I don't cherish it, I could quickly lose it because look what happened. So it was about like 25 or so when I was like, yeah, I'm going full out, you know? And I just continued on that trajectory since then, you know?
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Where does the emotion come from? I saw you tearing up. Where does that come from? Talk about that. What was that?
Well, because you know, living life, I got really sucked into the fast life, like as a dancer, meaning I got into partying, you know, I got into
I got it.
jumping in and out of different relationships and stuff and not really focusing on my career. And so I got lost in the middle of the glamour of traveling and working with different companies, you know, and making money as a dancer, as a profession and being professional and people celebrating me. I got lost and my ego kind of got too big, right, for who I am, right? And so it makes me emotional because I've come out of that, right? Like I can sit here today in front of you and be like, you know, I went through all of that stuff. I needed to go through that stuff because I'm here today to give from all of that experience, right? And to bring that out in my art. So it makes me emotional because I needed to go through that and I'm fresh-eyed and like experienced now, you know? Can share
I do
that.
know. I totally get it. I went through the same experience. I went to a point where I knew that I can act, and I knew that I had. First of all, I went through. What did I go through? Can I really act? Or like where I come from, you know, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, and all of that. You don't be an actor. Tell people you want to be an actor. Where I come from, it's like, okay. That's a nice career. So I kind of went through the whole corporate thing, you know, the school thing, and none of that stuff was fulfilling to me. But when I decided to really, truly start acting, and then I knew I could do it, I kind of took it for granted. And oh no, I procrastinated. Then I had a circumstance that showed up. It's like, okay, you know what? This is a gift. This is a talent. You're not getting any younger. You know what I'm saying? And time does not wait for anyone. So now I get it. I appreciate it. Like, even for this show, this is one of the reasons I do this show. You know, it gives me, it's a creative outlet for me. So I get where the emotion comes from. And I didn't just ask you to say it just to be on camera looking like you're crying, because I understand it.
Yes.
And I wanted you to hear yourself say it.
Thank you.
You understand?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So talk about having been Juilliard. How you pronounce it? Juilliard.
The Juilliard
Is
School.
it the Juilliard School from Harlem, or is the Juilliard School, or is it the Juilliard School?
It's all three of them, right? It depends on who I'm with. and
Okay,
who-
you with me,
right.
so what is
So
it?
it's, I went to Juilliard. It's that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the name.
What about Ellie? Talk about Evan Ellie.
So I trained at Ailey when I was in high school, right? So I trained at Ailey because a lot of the kids that I went to high school did, and that Ailey is the pinnacle, right? For a lot of African American black male and female dancers, that's where you go. You shoot for the stars, and that's Alvin Ailey. And so I trained there as a young dancer, but I then went on as a professional to go in another direction. But I also helped to to choreograph a piece on the main company just 3 years ago. So I actually went back to be back in that building, back in that space with those dancers at Ailey. And it just Ailey's legacy in and of itself just makes you want to fly. Like as a dancer, it just makes you want to fly. Yeah, I didn't spend a whole lot of time at Alvin Ailey. I trained there for about a year or whatever. And then, like I said, I went on to another dance company, another dance training. Yeah.
In Juilliard.
Yeah. Yeah, that was right after, exactly. I did the Ailey, and then I went on to go to Juilliard for college, or conservatory.
How do they differ in technique?
So at Ailey, one of the basic techniques, or one of the main techniques, is Dunham and Horton technique. At Juilliard, we didn't have those. We didn't study those techniques. And Lester Horton is a modern dance technique. Catherine Dunham is a modern dance technique as well, but it's also Caribbean-based, right? A lot more in African tradition and movement and drums. Juilliard, we studied more Martha Graham, we studied more Jose Limon, a lot of the classical modern choreographers and dancers and innovators of that new deal, which was modern, coming out of the ballet world. So they differed in that the approaches of what the technique was, right? Yeah, but it was great to have both of those experiences, right? Because
oh my God,
you don't get wading in the water at Juilliard. You don't know how to use that. You don't learn how to use that back the same way you do when you train at Ailey. So I was able to bring that training from there into my life at Juilliard, right?
Got it. I could talk to you forever, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, we saw the time. Oh my God! Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming. Thank you. You're so awesome. You just a gift. You really are. You are a gift. Continue to share what you have. Okay,
Yes.
guys. This is Wham Penelope for Just Jada. Thanks for watching. Huh? Hey,
Bacon.
that's it. That's it.